As we're about to get started with tonight's matchup between Russell and Lady Red, I want to thank the streaming service sponsors, Neil and Karen Herndon, the Hilser family, Marvin Shipley, Gene and Carla Jones, the Holtis boys, Mike, Mitch, Lyle, and Eldine, Joe and Betty Beffert, Mike and LaDonna Weltmer, the Evangelical Free Church, Curtis and Terry Overmiller, Matt, Alicia, and Paxton Brown, Larry and Judy Burgess, John Kattenberg, and Jason Knoll with Envisage Solutions, Kim and Burke Phelps, John Overmiller, Larry and Barbara Wilson, and Mitch and Tammy Holtis. I want to thank you once again for your sponsorship for the streaming services of Smith Center High School. Welcome to tonight's matchup between Russell and Trego. Lady Red will be starting off with Russell. JV is on the court right next to us. I'll try to keep you posted on that score. Looks like for the Lady Red, we'll be starting off with McKelvey, Raby, Atwood, Tatum Rentschler, Zoe Nixon, and Carper Franklin. Looks like the Lady Red will start with the serve. And on the JV side, Lady Red is leading 3-2. And Franklin with the serve. Pass up front. Russell sets it. The hit and it's blocked from net by McKelvey. Point Lady Red. Franklin with the serve. And that's going to go deep. Score's tied up at 1. And Russell misses a serve. Point Lady Red. Iflin checks into the ball game, as well as Archer. Archer with the serve. Crawls over the net and lands on the line. Archer serves. Russell gets a good pass and tips it over and finds the hole. Now Russell serves the ball, serves another one into the net. Nixon back in the ball game. McKelvey with the serve. And serves that one long. And on the JV side, the Lady Red trail 7-5. Carper with the return to Archer to Nixon, and Nixon finds the empty spot. Varsity takes a 2-point lead. The JV is trailing by 2. And Turner Rentschler in the ball game. Parker Atwood with the serve. Russell sets it up. Just passes it over. Free ball for Lady Red. Turner Rentschler with the kill. Atwood with the serve. Free ball for Lady Red. Hit by Nixon, blocked, but falls in the open spot. Lady Red take a 4-point lead. Parker Atwood now. Another serve. Russell plays it, tips it over. Archer, Iflin to Nixon, and that's going to go deep. Point Broncos. Ochoa checks in for the Lady Red. Ochoa to Iflin. Turner Rentschler. Turner tempts it over. Russell sets it up with a hit. Ochoa digs that one up. Tipped over, back on Russell's side. And played at the net. It's going to be point Lady Red. Iflin with the serve. Free ball over for Lady Red. Iflin to Raby. To Turner Rentschler. Russell picks it up. And they're not able to play it over. Point Lady Red. On the JV side, it's all tied up at 10. Iflin with the serve. Highland. Good save by Hannah Raby. Ochoa to Raby. Turner Rentschler. And in the net. Ochoa picks up the serve and goes off for wrist for a souvenir for the fans. Another serve, Highland to Tatum Rentschler, Turner Rentschler, and that gets tipped but falls. Highland back to serve. Serve's going to be in. Russell's struggling with it. They still struggle with it. Point Lady Red. And timeout called by the Russell Broncos. Lady Red take 11-6 lead in the first game. On the JV side, it is tied up at 12. And welcome back. Highland with the serve. And that's going to land. Point, Lady Red. Highland again. Puts that one in play. Russell receives it. Back row hit. Highland, Tatum Rentschler, Turner Rentschler, and that's down. A nice hit by the freshman. Highland 13-6. And shanks off the hand. Point. Highland yet again. Hits it deep. Russell picks it up. Hit it into the net. Here, Lily again. Nice serve. Free ball for Lady Red. Ochoa bumps it to Tatum. Tatum, Rentschler to McKelvey. McKelvey hits it. Picked up by Russell. Back over Highland. Tatum, Rentschler, McKelvey with the hit. And that goes off the shoulder out of bounds. Highland again. Russell hits it. Highland picks it up. Tatum to Turner. And that's going to go just barely long. Russell serve goes in the net. On the JV side, Lady Red leads 17-15, and they are currently in a timeout. Russell tips it over. Tatum to Hannah, to Leah. And that's tipped over, dug by Franklin. Ends up McKelvey with the hit, and Russell can't control it. Hits it out of bounds. And Franklin's serve is in the net. Russell with the serve, picked up by Highland to Tatum Rentschler to McKelvey. Russell returns it. Highland, Tatum Rentschler, and she's going to call for a lift. Carper, Tatum Rentschler, and McKelvey hits it off the fingertips. Tatum to Hannah Raby, and McKelvey gets a kill. And there's a timeout called by Russell. At 19-9, Lady Red lead. Want to once again thank the sponsors, Mitch and Tammy Holtis, Larry and Barbara Wilson, John Overmiller, Kim and Burke Phelps, John Kattenberg and Jason Knoll with Envisage Solutions, Larry and Judy Burgess, Matt, Alicia, and Paxton Brown, Curtis and Terry Overmiller, the Evangelical Free Church, Mike and LaDonna Weltmer, Joe and Betty Beffert, the Holtis boys, Mike, Mitch, Lyle, and Eldine, Gene and Carla Jones, Marvin Shipley, the Hilsers, Neil and Karen Herndon. If you would like to be a sponsor, call the high school anytime during school hours at 282-6609, and Holly can set you up. Now, out of the timeout, Archer back to serve. Tipped over Franklin to Archer. Bump set to Atwood. Russell gets it over to Highland, to Archer, to McKelvey. The hit, tipped at the net, bumped around, and finally taken over. Iflin to Archer, to Atwood, and that goes in the net. Russell here with the serve. Iflin to Archer, back to Iflin from her knees there. Franklin. Good dig, good scramble by Lady Red. Off Highland's hands, and Atwood can't quite get to it. Highland, Archer, McKelvey. Tipped over for a free ball. Franklin, Archer, McKelvey, and that's going to go deep. Highland picks up the serve. Archer, McKelvey, and that's going to find the hole. On the JV side, Lady Red lead 23-19. They are currently in a timeout. McKelvey back to serve. Franklin, Archer, Atwood, tip blocked at the net. Atwood with another hit. And Russell lets it drop. McKelvey, and that serve goes in the net. Franklin with first touch. Tipped over by Highland. Same family. Highland, Archer, and Lady Red can't quite get to that. Point Russell. Russell closes the gap. And that serve, no good. Point Lady Red now 22-15. Atwood back to serve. And Russell's hit goes into the net. Atwood. Russell plays it. Archer, first touch, Eflin to Nixon. Tipped at the net. Russell hands it back over. Atwood, Archer, Nixon. Tipped at the net. Atwood, Turner Rentschler to Nixon. Tips it over. And that goes sailing. And Parker for match point. That's a good serve. Tipped over. Eflin, Archer back sets. Tips over by Nixon. Russell bumps it over. Atwood, Archer, Turner Rentschler, and her hit goes a little wide. JV1 on the other court. Ochoa, Archer, Turner Rentschler. And that goes deep. Highland, Archer, Eflin. And Russell can't play it. That will be game point. Lady Red take game one. Wins on both sides in that game. And we're back for game two of this match. Russell will start with the serve. On the JV court, Lady Red trail 2-3. Now they have it tied up over there. And we're off. Highland, Tatum Rentschler to McKelvey. And that's going to be tipped and out of bounds off of Russell. Back to serve is Carper Franklin. Hits over Franklin, Tatum Rentschler to Atwood, and that her hit's going to go deep. Point Broncos. Raby. McKelvey's hit goes deep. Atwood with tip of the net. Russell picks it up. Raby with the hit over off the fingertips and lands for point Lady Red. Archer with the serve. Russell bumps it over. Franklin, first touch. Archer, McKelvey. She just bumps it over. Russell struggling a little bit. They get it over. Franklin, Archer, Atwood gets tipped at the net but lands on Russell's side. And Archer back to serve. Russell with the hit. Archer. Ball's hit, and that hit is deep. Point Lady Red. Danny. Another center serve there. And that hit goes wide. On the JV court, Lady Red trail 6-11. Archer serve there. It's returned Highland. Archer, Atwood gets tipped at the net and then goes long. Point Lady Red. And timeout. The Lady Broncos down 7-2. Archer back with the serve. Good serve. Broncos can't handle that one. and Archer. Tipped around at the net, and we're going to get called for being under the net, I believe. Served by the Broncos. Highland, Archer, McKelvey hits it cross court, and that's going to go deep. Highland, good save there. And Broncos hit it in the net. Point Lady Red. McKelvey with the serve, and is let go by the Broncos. Point Lady Red. McKelvey with the serve. And Russell can't handle that one. McKelvey. A little miscommunication by Russell. Point Lady Red. McKelvey with the serve. And that's going to go off the wrist for a souvenir for fans. Leah with the serve, and that's going to go deep. Highland to Archer to Nixon. Nixon tips it at the net. They say that she was roofing. I think that's the term. Roofer. I don't know. Archer. Rolled over by the Broncos. Archer, Nixon out the fingertips, and they can't control that one. Point Lady Red. Looks like Turner Rentschler's checking in. Atwood with the serve. Highland. First touch. Archer sets up Turner Rentschler. Oh. Just doesn't quite make it over. Iflin, Archer, Highland. Was blocked at the net, and point Lady Red. On the JV side, Lady Red trail 21-10. Iflin with the serve. Russell sets it up, gets it over, puts it in play. Highland to Iflin, Turner Rentschler, and that goes down for a point. Iflin serve. Gets sent over. Highland to Hannah Raby. Turner Rentschler. And that went in the net. Broncos with the serve. Ochoa. Tatum tips it over, and returned by Russell, goes out of bounds. Highland back to serve, up 17-8. McKelvey, Raby, back to McKelvey, and that's going to roll over. Highland. Tipped over. Free ball for Lady Red. McKelvey with the hit, and that goes deep. Now we have timeout. The Broncos over for the JV side. Match point for the Broncos. It's 24-14, Lady Red trailing. And Lady Red take game 2 of the match for the JV side. Or I'm sorry, Broncos. And looks like they'll be going to 3 on the JV court. Call a double hit there. Highland with the serve. Ochoa picks it up. Tatum Rentschler to McKelvey, tipped at the net. Dug back out by Russell. They get it over. Highland, Tatum Rentschler to Turner Rentschler, and that's going to hit the floor. Highland again, and that serve goes in the net. Ochoa, Highland, McKelvey. Highland, Tatum Rentschler, hit by McKelvey, into the net. Ochoa. That dig doesn't quite get over the net. McKelvey with the hit. And Russell's not able to play that ball. It's 22-11. Lady Red lead. Franklin now with the serve. Set up by Russell. Gets blocked at the net. Franklin sets it up. Atwood hits it. Dug up by the Broncos. Gets hit and tipped out of bounds off of Lady Red. And that's going to glance off the net there. Archer now with the serve. Tipped over. Archer digs it up to Iflin. Atwood with the hit. Dug up by the Broncos. Set it up. Take it over. Highland, Archer, and middle hit by McKelvey. Dug up by the Broncos again. Another hit. Franklin. Archer. Atwood. And Broncos hit it in the net. Match point. Match point for the Lady Red. Archer with the serve. A good solid serve there. Franklin, Archer, McKelvey for the middle hit, and that goes off the arms. Game, set, match. Lady Red win. We will be right back with the matchup between Smith Center and Trego.